Hello from Vancouver. Today is a weekend for us. We had a family friend come over for dinner last night, and I made roast beef, challah bread, cheesecake, and a whole bunch of roasted vegetables. Anyways, so that friend and that family friend, we met when we first came to Canada, and we met through an online homeschooling group. And they were unschooling. So there aren't many unschoolers. There's a lot of homeschoolers in Vancouver, and I would assume there's a lot in the UK too. I've met a lot online who do live in the UK. So if you are a family that homeschools, I would assume there are plenty of support. There was a pretty big homeschooling group in Hong Kong too, and I cannot tell you how grateful I was to have that support. And if you're thinking of homeschooling, or if you're are already homeschooling and need any guidance, I am here for you. So today's article was about activities. I used to put my kids in a lot of activities like sports or art or academics like Kumon. There's a lot of those centers in Hong Kong. And during my unschooling journey, I went through a phase called unlearning. And unlearning is about questioning everything, basically everything of things that we kind of do on autopilot. And I think putting our kids in extracurricular activities are one of those things. We want our kids to be well-rounded grown-ups when they are adults. But I questioned that at one point and noticed that I was actually dragging them to go to those activities. They were not motivated, and they were not, I guess they were not self-motivated to be disciplined, to practice. Or sometimes they would complain and they wouldn't want to go to those activities. So I really had to think, what's the whole point? And what is it that I want them to get out of these activities other than my agenda of wanting them to be well-rounded grown-ups? But let's face it, as parents, we put in and invest our time, energy, and resources to have our kids do those activities. But I guess my question back then was, what for? And if it's an extracurricular, I wanted them to enjoy and I wanted to take ownership of what they are privileged to do. Extracurricular activities are a privilege for the kids. They might take it for granted. I'm quite sure they actually do take it for granted. But I wanted them to understand that, even as parents, we love them to bits and pieces, but we do invest our time and energy and resources. So I wanted them to take it seriously, their extracurricular activities seriously. So you'll find what I did so that they will take their privilege seriously and take ownership of being able to do those extracurricular activities of their choice. I hope you enjoy the article. And as always, if you have any questions, I would love to know what you think. Please leave it in the comments or email me at reno@renomurata.com if any. And, I would love to discuss, even if it's for a chat. I love connecting with people, and I love knowing how and what other people think. So please do connect, and I'll see you next week. Have a great week.